Hey guys, before we get the video started, I just want to apologize in advance. My testing equipment it turned into a train wreck during the making of this video, but that's how I learn. I'll learn what to do for the next time. So I hope you guys enjoy the effort at least and watch the whole video. So let's get to it. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a pretty special one. I have had this Hyper Tough extended length cordless ratchet for 2 years now, and I've made quite a few videos about it. I never did really do any testing on it. I just sat there and ran my mouth for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes and told you how I liked it. Well, we're going to change that today. We have got the 1.5 amp hour battery that would have come with the tool, 2 amp hour battery, the 4 amp hour battery, and the new 6 amp hour battery. We're going to try each one of these out and see what kind of effect they have on power, if any. So let me stop running my mouth and let's get out to the garage and let's see what this little thing can do. All right guys, I've got a piece of old transfer case here chucked up in the vise. This is actually from the 1-ton ZJ project that I've got going on. If you're into the off-road stuff or whatever, go check that play series out. It's just called the 1-ton ZJ. Anyway, this is perfect for what I need to do with this. So I've got a 3/8 16 bolt and a brand new 9/16 Husky socket, and of course our Hyper Tough extended length cordless ratchet. And what I'll be using for torque is I've got this old school Craftsman inch-pound torque wrench, and I actually took this to work last week and calibrated it. It's good to go. This one will only go up to 250 inch-pounds, and supposedly the Hyper Tough will go up to 400 inch-pounds. So I don't have another inch-pound wrench, but I do have this Husky. That's a 10 to 100 foot-pound, and from what we calculated before, the 400 inch-pounds is like 33.333 infinity foot-pounds, and we can do that with this one. So we'll be able to at least get to that, and we'll see if it'll break it all loose. So to get the test started, I've got my batteries lined up right here from smallest to largest, and I'm going to put a little bit of grease on the threads of the bolt. This is some old school wheel bearing grease from Quaker State. It's some old thick stuff, but I'm putting this on there to keep the threads from galling up and skewing the results of the torque test. So yeesh. We're going to start off easy and go, let's go 50 inch-pounds. Okay, 50 inch-pounds. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but 50 inch-pounds. Well, if it don't break that loose, I'm going to be disappointed. Alrighty. All these batteries are fresh off the charger. So let's see. There we go. It broke it loose. So that was 50. Let's go up to 75. 75 foot-pounds, or 75 inch-pounds. Okay. And this is still with the 1.5 amp hour battery. Yeah, glad I checked that. Okay. Got her done. Let's just go on up to 100 inch-pounds. Let's give it a little bit of a challenge here anyway. 100 inch-pounds. Yep. We're going to take it up to 150 inch-pounds. Oh. 145, 50. 150 inch-pounds. Let me bust that loose. That didn't feel right. Well, I've already stripped the threads out. Maybe using aluminum wasn't a good idea. All right. Here is option number 2. I just got a nut clamped in the vise. And we are going to run that down. And we're going to try 150 inch-pounds again. There we go. That feels better. All right. Hyper Tough, cordless ratchet. Still got the same 1.5 amp hour battery in it. See if it'll break loose. Yep. 150. That's good. We're going to take it up to 200. Okay. 200 inch-pounds. Yes. We're going to take it up to 250, which maxes this torque wrench out. So, 250 inch-pounds. And I'll put the foot-pound equivalents on here for you guys like me that think of everything in foot-pounds. All right, broke it loose. Playing a little bit of a game here with the vise to make sure that I can still turn this, but also so the nut doesn't spin in the vise, not this way, but this way, whenever I'm trying to tighten it down with the torque wrench, because I don't want to tighten it down any further than this, because that puts more pressure on the nut, and then that stops me from being able to freely turn the bolt here. So just know that I'm trying the best I can, you know, in my pseudo-scientific way. So to see where we were at 250 inch-pounds, and we'll divide that by 12 to see we were at 20.83 foot-pounds. So let's set this torque wrench up to, let's say, 25 foot-pounds. See what it does. And here we go. You see how that thing rocks back and forth in there? It's because that nut's a little bit loose. But like I said, I didn't want to skew the results by putting too much pressure on the nut and putting more force on the threads of the screw. All right, that's 25 foot-pounds. Okay. Oh, now we're creeping up on the max torque, which was what, 33 or something like that? 30.33? Anyway, let's take it to 30 foot-pounds. It's set to 30 foot-pounds. Okay, it did it. And this is still with the 1.5 amp hour battery. All right. Taking it up to the 33 max. You can see 33 foot-pounds, which is roughly like 396, I think, inch-pounds. So, foot-pounds again. We're going to see if the if the 2 amp hour battery busts it loose any easier. Nope, does not do it. Now we're going to try with the 4 amp hour battery. And I am going to loosen that up and retorque it, just so there's no just so there's no question that it wasn't over tightened or anything. Uh-oh.
The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Well, shoot. I guess my test rig is dying on me. Hey, let's go this way. All right, guys, I hope you're still with me. If it was me, I'd have done checked out a long time ago, saying this idiot don't know what he's doing. But you're right, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just trying stuff out, learning. So, all right, third time's the charm, right? Or is this the fourth or fifth? Hell, who knows? Anyway, this should actually work. So I wound up stripping out that nut that I was using. So I've got another 3/8 16 nut. That looks like it's in good shape. Now, let's go for 33 foot-pounds once again. That's so I'm going to put the wrench here so you can see that I'm not loosening it up with this. I'm just trying to let the tool do the job. There we go. All right. So the 2 amp hour battery broke it loose at the 33 foot-pound mark. Okay, so let's take this up to 35 foot-pounds and see what happens. So I'm not loosening it up when I do that, guys. I'm just trying to get as much slack. Well, there we go. I'm just trying to get as much slack in the tool as I can to give it a fair shot. Okay, there we go. So let's take it up to 40 and see where we are. Let's see if it'll do it. $40 foot-pounds. I don't think it's going to like 40 foot-pounds. Hey, there it goes. It finally did it. Took a few tries, but it did it. 45. There we go. Okay. I really don't think it's going to break it loose with the 2 amp hour battery, but we're going to try it and see. Hey, it did it. It sure enough did it. 45 foot-pounds. All right, we're set up to 50 foot-pounds. And guys, I'm sorry if this setup is a little bit shaky, but this is the only thing I've got that's that can get the camera up high enough where you can see it. And it happens to be right on the back side of the vise, so probably the absolute worst place for it. So here's 50 foot-pounds. Well, let's see here. There we go, 50 foot-pounds. 50 foot-pounds with a 2 amp hour battery. Don't think it's going to work, but hey, we're going to try it and see. Seems like it's moving it. There you go. It's taking a little bit of doing, but it'll do it. This is 55 foot-pounds. All right. So we know 55 foot-pounds. Going the wrong way. There we go. Okay, I don't think that's going to do it, so we're going to swap over to the 4 amp hour battery and see if that'll do it. Uh-oh, looks like it's coming loose. Wow. Okay, it did it. 4 amp hour at 55 foot-pounds. That's pretty impressive. What? Let's just go to 60 foot-pounds. 60 foot-pounds. Is my rig failing again? Oh boy. This little vise is kind of crappy. There we go. Oh boy. All right. 60 foot-pounds with the 4 amp hour battery. Uh-oh. Looks like it's moving. Okay. I don't think the 4 amp hour battery pack's going to do it. So let's re-tighten, make sure this thing didn't get loosened any at all. And this is 60. There we go. It did come a little bit loose. So 60 foot-pounds with the new 6 amp hour battery pack. All right. All right, I'm going to call that a fail here, but we're just going to, for funsies, we're just going to see if it'll actually do it, because I'd have let them give up by now if I was working on a car. It's moving it ever so slightly each time. Hey, there we go. All right. So, 60 foot-pounds. That's pretty. Well, guys, I've never actually done a torque test on this little thing, but I mean, that's actually impressive. What did I say I got up to? 60 foot-pounds. That's really impressive. That's above what it says it can do. But I mean, granted, it took a 4 amp hour battery or 6 amp hour battery to finally get there. But yeah, you're not going to do that with a 1.5 or 2 amp hour battery, I'm pretty sure. But and guys, I know that my setup here is not the most scientific thing in the world. I know it's not going to be the most accurate thing in the world, but I mean, it's a bolt, a nut, and a washer tightened down with an Inspec torque wrench, and just trying to break it loose with this Hyper Tough. And to be honest with you, I mean, I've always been pretty impressed with this thing, and you know, I'm still impressed with it. I've had this thing, like I said, for 2 years now, and I've dropped it. I mean, I've abused it. You can see it's all scratched up and scuffed up and all that, and dirty and filthy, and it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. So I'm very happy with it. And again, like I've said in all of my videos before, no, it ain't a Milwaukee. No, it ain't a DeWalt. But it is 60 bucks, and it does work. All right, guys, what'd you think? I was pretty impressed with what that thing did. I never expected it. I really didn't even expect it to do its rated torque. But to do 60 pounds, I mean, even if, you know, it took quite a few tries to get it, it finally did it. And it took the 6 amp hour battery to do it. But, you know, I mean, hey, that's the reality of it sometimes. If you get a wrench like that down into a tight area where, you know, you really don't have a lot of room to swing the tool, the breakaway torque kind of becomes important. And even though it may take, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 tries to break the bolt loose, if it does it, then it just does it. With my experience, I think that's a real world scenario of how it performs. So I really thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching all the way to the end here. Thanks for all the subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Leave a comment, and I'll catch you later. So let's see. And I'm going to give it the best. I don't know how to explain this, but I'm going to take all the slack out this way and let it just, that way it'll have a little bit of inertia so it can break the bolt loose. So let's just say I'm trying to give it the best case scenario.